What do Muslims do that's sinful? What do Jewish people do that's sinful? We've never done that before. We're concerned with what are sins in our society, the Christian church, the Catholic Church specifically. What does the Catechism say? What does your preacher say?
Okay,
and
that's great. But repeat my argument back to me.
Hold on.
You're arguing against a straw man.
No. You've traveled like 20,000 different.
I haven't traveled anywhere. Repeat my argument back to me.
Say it, it's true.
And then argue against that. Right, I just want a good faith debate.
Welcome to the clown show, patriots. Andrew Wilson's got Destiny sweating already. Just 25 seconds in, and the blue-haired gremlin's squirming. Wilson's demanding a real debate, not woke word salad, and Destiny's flailing. This is what happens when Christian logic meets atheist mush. Buckle up for the meltdown.
Tell me my argument. Then tell me my argument.
I can talk just as much as you want, okay? I'm just trying to lay down.
Tell me my argument, Destiny.
It sounds like your argument was it is impossible for a person to have one set of ethics and not condemn another person in society.
No, that's not my argument. My argument.
Hold on. I'm going to leave. Alex, make him shut the fuck up for 2 seconds.
Wilson's a bulldog and Destiny's the chew toy. The man's exposing the left's moral dumpster fire. Iridite's babbling about two ethics systems like Destiny tries to swoop in, cape flapping, but Wilson's got him pinned. It's a glorious train wreck. Popcorn ready.
Andrew Wilson causes a Destiny meltdown. Live on air. Andrew Wilson causes a Destiny meltdown during a heated debate. Andrew Wilson and this other girl, Grace, were debating Destiny and this other girl, Iridite. And the girl, Iridite, argues that it's okay to have two conflicting moral systems, which Andrew Wilson correctly points out is ridiculous. And Destiny tries to step in and save the day, but he fails and completely loses it, which was absolutely beautiful to see. But why take my word for it? Just watch the clip for yourselves.
I think is going to add to this conversation. As Kyla or Destiny, they think Len of the Plug's relationship with Adam 22 is an example of healthy or unhealthy on first glance.
They seem happy to me, but this is an extraordinary relationship. You're talking about two people that do pornography professionally and live their whole lives in the public eye. Like, that's a rough one. That relationship, that's always, even a perfectly monogamous Christian couple living that public a relationship is going to be really difficult. So I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know either of them well enough to say.
What about you, Kyla?
I think that's a pretty good interpretation. In general, would that be something I recommend for the average couple? No, but most couples aren't like famous podcasters who do porn professionally. So it's not something in general that would generalize well to the public. But yeah, I would say in general, if that was a non-professional porn, that might be an issue, but
you don't feel though that,
Kyla, I gotta ask you.
Oh, okay.
Andrew. Within your Christian ethics, is it okay that they do public pornography?
Yes. Well, are they Christian?
I'm asking you if you think it's ethical.
Are they Christian? Yeah, I'm asking you. I don't know. Maybe I don't know something about Adam.
I don't think so.
Oh, then I don't give a fuck what religious people do. I don't require them to follow my precepts.
Kyla's dropping bombs of nonsense. Porn's fine if you're not Christian. What in the heretical hell is that? Wilson's like, wait, so nothing's immoral? She's floundering and Destiny's backup is crumbling. This is peak liberal brain rot. Morality is just a vibe now.
Okay, so just so there's no
I try to follow the book.
Okay, so I think they're talking about Adam 22 and his wife who make corn cinema together. Adam 22 has become a lolcow because of this, because he allows his wife to engage intimately with other men. So he's gotten ripped into about that by other people, made fun of a lot by other people because of this. So I think this is what they're debating.
So there's no criteria for you, or can you say that that's immoral?
Religious predilection.
Yeah, can you say that that's immoral or not?
Yeah, this is the problem.
No, it's not immoral.
Yeah,
not for that. No.
Is anything immoral? Hang on, Kyla. Is
you?
Anything immoral?
I'm not.
Wait, I have a
is anything immoral, Kyla? Shut up, Grace. I haven't talked at all. Kyla, is anything immoral? Anything? What? What is immoral? What?
Things that utilitarian-wise everyone would agree are.
So your entire ethical system has nothing to do with Christianity. It has to do with secular utilitarian ethics.
You already admitted that God is a utilitarian, so you agree.
It's never happened.
You did.
Tell me when.
in this conversation.
When?
That God is
Well, you just
utilitarian.
made
You said
that up in your crazy
you said
brain.
that it's all about extents and stretches, and that like as things like change over time, like when it comes to
That this never occurred.
drug use, that it changes.
Literally
and
never
drug
occurred.
Use reflects and subjects.
You just made the whole thing up in your brain. I've never said anything about God being a utilitarian. That's one. Two.
Destinies unhinged, screaming about utilitarianism like it's his safe word. Wilson's pressing, pick a lane, lady, Christian or secular. Kyla's dodging harder than a politician at a tax audit. This is gold. Wilson's dismantling their relativistic gibberish one jab at a time.
I want to ask you,
It, of course.
are you saying that
And
you
you
don't
did. You
derive
just did.
your morality from Christianity? You derive it from utilitarian ethics, secular ethics?
For society, for other people, for the most part, for myself, I believe that Christians committing sin is immoral. But if you're not a Christian, I
Then you
still
can't
think
do
can
any
immoral
wrong?
things. No. Do you want me to answer? Do you
Yes.
Want me to keep building your
I
narrative?
do
Oh,
want you to answer,
Do you want
yes.
to listen? Okay.
I'm
Do you want
listening.
me to use my daddy voice for you too?
Yeah,
I can
use whatever voice you think that can answer the question.
the daddy voice. So the answer to the question
It's more
is-
butch.
Yes, it is more butch. That's true. Good job. Basically, what I said is that drugs are fine, sex is fine. In the case of society, I tend to use a utilitarian frame model because for Christians, there's a different code of ethics that they're required to live by than non-religious people. This is very standard in most religious practices. You don't put your religious predilections on other people. I'm not a fucking Muslim. I don't need to have a political system based out of my religion.
Fair enough. So from your perspective, though, as a Christian, is what they're doing immoral?
They're not Christian.
That's not my question. From your perspective as a Christian, following the ethics you do, you still know what's moral and immoral, informed by your Christianity, is what they're doing immoral.
No, of course not.
It's not. It's not immoral that they're porn stars on the internet.
It's
What
not
is
From a
immoral for
Christian,
Christians?
what the fuck?
For Christians,
I've never heard
it is
anything
immoral.
that insane, literally, in my whole life ever.
Okay, as long as you say it loud enough. Do you want to say that you've won too, Andrew?
I have one. That was the stupidest thing I've
There you
ever
go.
heard.
Got it.
teaching.
Man, these people that Andrew debates, like Andrew is a good debater, but these people, like, do they not realize how stupid they sound when they say these things? From a Christian perspective, making corn movies isn't immoral? Like, what the heck?
We did
If
the
an
full
atheist,
bingo
if
of
an
debating
atheist
Andrew.
kills, if an atheist kills somebody, does that make
What?
it not immoral because they?
It's
don't
not
believe in
immoral
God?
from a Christian, from
No,
her
I would say
standpoint.
that
Wilson's on fire? If an atheist kills, is it cool? Kyla's stammering, Destiny's spiraling, and the whole room's a mess. These libs can't handle basic logic. Murder's wrong, porn's wrong, sin's wrong. Wilson's exposing their double talk like a boss.
atheists killing people is immoral. I already said that they're
From what?
Yeah,
From-
but they don't believe in the Christian.
Wait.
What are you talking
Okay, hold on.
about?
I
What?
will slow down for the class. You guys can keep up. I believe in you. I do. I have already explicitly said there are certain presets that I would say for Christians are different than for secular people. There are obviously things that secular people can do.
Which is
that
why
are
we're asking
immoral.
from your purview, from
Right.
your
My
ethical
purview.
system, from your ethic, from
My
not so
ethical system.
erudite's ethical system.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would say that if you're not a Christian, I wouldn't say that you're doing something immoral by doing Christian sin because you're not a Christian.
So why is murder
Basically, the
wrong?
Bug and Adam.
So why is murder wrong from a secular standpoint then, erudite?
Because, okay, if you want to go into utilitarianism, because in
Yeah.
a society where murder is okay, it leads to harm for everyone. It seems to lead to a society that is worse if everyone thinks that murder is just okay. A society is better and reduces harm when you prohibit murder and you punish it.
So you hold two separate ethical value structures, one for yourself and one for society. How do you know which one is wrong?
Because Gentiles don't have to appeal to Christian morals.
Okay, I'm not asking what Gentiles must do. I'm asking you as a Christian, how do you know Gentiles are incorrect and immoral if they're doing these things? How do you know that? What would inform you? What would inform? Why would why would you? And why would utilitarianism? Why would utilitarianism be correct?
Sure, we can get into the fundamental axiom. My fundamental axiom.
You
is
can't hold two
utilitarianism
contrary
society.
sets of beliefs. That's insane.
They aren't contrary sets.
They
of
are
beliefs.
contrary
These
sets
fully
of
will
beliefs.
represent each other. They're not contrary. I understand that you can't keep up and comprehend this, but they are not complementary.
Does
In the
utilitarian?
case-
If they're not contrary, then answer
the
this
case of
question.
religious
Answer this
people-
question. If they're not contrary, from
No,
a
actually,
utilitarian
I'm going to continue answering
standpoint,
the previous question
from
rather than you just
utilitarian
Rolodexing out
standpoint,
questions.
from
I
a
will just keep talking.
I just want to finish this
till-
point and I'll
I
let
will
you
just
talk.
Keep talking. I'm not going to.
I
because
just
still
want you to
haven't
answer
answered your
one
previous
question, and then I'll let you
No,
talk as
I'm
much
going
you
to
want.
answer your previous
Okay,
question.
fine. I
Then
won't
you can
forget.
ask future-
I'm not going to
future
forget, but go ahead.
questions.
I won't forget.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My Christian ethics
Mm-hmm.
are over my national contractual ethics for myself. However, part of my Christian ethics personally is to not hold secular people to my Christian ethics because they are not Christian. So if society imposed some sort of demand on me that was against my Christian ethics, I would disobey society. If society made it a law that I had to do something that I thought was heretical to my faith, I would disobey society. Do you understand this?
So let me ask you.
Tracking.
Okay, got it. So let me ask you this question: can secular ethics and your ethics, at the same exact time, if secular ethics claims that pornography is moral, and your ethics claim that pornography is immoral, are those compatible ethical systems?
I don't. First of all, you're assuming a bunch about my claims about ethics around pornography.
Just answer my question.
Well, I can't answer your
You
question.
can't answer it because you know what the answer is.
Destiny's losing it. Answer the question, he screeches. But Wilson's got him cornered. Kyla's but not me, porn defense is collapsing faster than Biden's approval ratings. Wilson's relentless. Only one can be true. And they're too woke to cope. Paragraph 7.
I'm not letting you do this.
Answer the
reason I
fucking
can't
question.
Answer it. No, the reason I can't.
If you're enjoying so far, smash that like button. Sound off in the comments below with your thoughts so far. I love it when Andrew backs these people into a corner with a question that they know they can't answer. So they don't answer because they know they can't.
Answer this question specifically, Andrew, is because you're doing what you always do in every debate.
Yeah,
which is
winning.
with bad faith.
Winning.
You're begging the question.
Yeah, everybody who
and
wins the
adding
debate's
into
bad
the-
faith. I know.
Are you going to let me talk, Andrew? Or you're just going to keep
Answer
saying,
the question.
I'm winning until
Wait,
people
stop.
believe you.
Let's let Kyla finish and then you can...
Unbelievable.
It's, these two things are compatible because it is fine for me, for thee, and not for me. That is compatible. Different people can have different ethical systems within utilitarian. They can have different things that are okay and not okay and still work within my framework. I would say it is okay for thee, but not for me. For example, one thing that's not okay for me is like watching a whole bunch of like true crime and shit like that because it makes me super distrustful of other people. I would say in
But
general.
you're talking
it's
about preference,
Wait,
not morality.
no. Let her finish, and then it's Andrew's turn to respond, and then shoot. Okay, go ahead.
In the case of all sorts of stuff, as you would probably agree, even you said it here. You already said this, Andrew. You said, in the case of, for example, Christians, you can chain smoke because it doesn't make you go crazy. But if you had a psychotic break and it led to you doing a whole bunch of bad stuff, that would be bad for them. So that's you saying, oh, it's fine for me, but not for thee in this case. I'm just doing the inverse of saying there are some things that I think are fine for other people that are not okay for me. That's all.
So
A couple doing corn is fine for other people? No, it is clearly not fine for other people. It is not healthy to do. It is not something that's good to do.
together.
now I'm going to ask you this question again. Only one set of these moral preferences can be true. Only one of them can be true. So are your Christian ethics true, or are utilitarianism, if utilitarianism conflicts with your Christian ethics, knowing only one can be true by the laws of logic, which one's true?
I reject your premise and the way that you
Well, okay, then to show me the contradiction from which you reject my
contradiction.
premise.
The gloves are off. Wilson's calling out Kyla's dodgeball game. She's yapping about compatible ethics, but it's pure hogwash. Porn's fine for Adam 22's degeneracy, but not Christians. Wilson's like, pick a side, snowflake. This is a masterclass in shredding liberal fluff.
You're begging the question by again saying
There's
that
no
my two
question
systems-
begging.
Your question that you're begging is saying
That's
how
not
do you
question
hold two
begging, you
contradictory-
idiot.
Yes, it is.
Well, tell me what
Yes,
question
it
begging is. You don't even know. Tell me what it
You
is.
tell me.
Wait, hang on. Let's let her
Oh, I
respond.
tell you what it is. You accused me of it. Tell me what it is. Tell me what question begging is. Tell me what it
You wanna
is.
just-
Wait, just let her respond. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
she's not going to answer that question either. Tell me what it is.
Bro, you do
You're not
this
gonna
thing
do it.
in every fucking
Not
debate
gonna do
where
it.
you have 60 Hold on. You ask 60,000 questions. You pivot and weasel away from.
No, I
everything.
just ask you
Notice how
straight questions you
weaseled
won't
away?
answer.
Notice how you weaseled away from the conversation about. Your
Happy to have that
sleep.
conversation too, but you accused me of
You
question
asked
begging.
90 Are you going to let me answer?
You
Keep
accused me.
interrupting me and building your narrative. Are you going to keep interrupting?
You
me and
can't
building your
accuse me of a
narrative?
fallacy, then not tell me
Alex,
the
I have an
fallacy.
actual relationship.
Tell
Okay,
me
I
the
think
fallacy.
Okay, guys, go ahead.
Okay. Can I take a stab at this? Okay.
Okay.
You can absolutely hold two different quote unquote set of ethics. You're not holding contrary sets of ethics, though. What you can understand is you can have a system of morals that stands in contradiction to the law. For instance, a Catholic might believe that it's immoral to consume pornography, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a Catholic would prescribe that it changes the law in the country that they're in, right? In a way, you could read
That's
this
not the
as a
argument.
render unto Caesar. What?
That's
Hold
not
on.
the
No. It doesn't seem to be the argument because you're conflating the law
It
and the
doesn't seem to be
morality. So
because
you
it's
ask
not.
somebody, when you ask somebody, do you consider it a sin when somebody does something else? Generally, what is or isn't a sin is something that you're concerned with, and you're concerned with other people in your faith. Personally, I've never been in the business of, or seen other Christians at least, maybe for Muslims it's different, maybe for Jews it's different, maybe for other people it's different, is trying to evaluate. I'd never in my life, I took 4 years of fucking Catholic high school, 8 years of Catholic grade school. Never once did we have a class we went through, what do Muslims do that's sinful? What do Jewish people do that's sinful? We've never done that before. We're concerned with what are sins in our society, the Christian church, the Catholic church specifically. What does the catechism say? What does your preacher say?
Okay,
And then
that's
where
great,
it
but
starts and
repeat
stops.
my
So the
argument
question- hold on,
back
hold on,
to
hold on.
me.
Let me hold on.
You're arguing against a straw man.
No. You've traveled like 20,000 different.
I haven't
acres.
traveled anywhere.
Well,
Repeat
you-
my
you covered
argument
so
back
much.
to
You
me.
say it, it's true.
And then
Okay,
argue
okay,
against
okay,
that.
right.
I just want a good faith debate. Tell me my
I'm
argument.
trying to answer.
Then
You don't
tell
wanna
me
debate,
my
you're trying to steal
argument.
questions. I can talk just as much as you want, okay? I'm just trying to lay
Tell
down
me my
very basic-
argument, Destiny.
It sounds like your argument was it is impossible for a person to have one set of ethics and not condemn another person in
No,
society.
that's
for an
not my
action that would be
argument.
con-
My argument.
Hold on,
Right.
hold on. I'm gonna leave. Alex, make him shut the fuck up for 2 seconds.
So Destiny's imploding. Mute him, he cries as Wilson owns the stage. The man's a debate juggernaut and Destiny's a tantrum-throwing toddler. Kyla's Christians don't judge excuse is laughable. Wilson's proving sin, no matter the sinner.
Holy shit.
Or else he's
Let me
gonna
finish.
run.
Okay, this was your argument, unless you're having an episode, in which case go get some antipsychotics. Your argument, because your questions to Kyla were, how can you believe that this thing is okay in society, but you personally don't believe it? It seems to be a contradiction that you're saying
not
society
my
can have
argument.
one set of ethics. Shut the fuck up, you retarded
Then
fuck. Let me
fucking
finish
tell me
fucking
my
statement.
argument, you
I'm
dumb
not
blue-haired
even- I can't
gremlin.
even finish a fucking
What are you gonna do,
sentence.
run? What are you gonna do,
I'm
run?
literally restating.
I'm gonna mute all of you guys. Okay, let's just go one at a time. Let's let Destiny finish his point, then you can respond to it, Andrew.
Keep Andrew muted because he cannot
I mean,
stop.
it's-
doing this
Jesus
bad
Christ, I can't even finish a single fucking statement. Okay,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
so
Destiny.
Andrew's line of questioning was trying to expose that Kyla had an inability to condemn anybody for sin because it seemed like she held the double standard that society could have one set of ethics and she can have a personal one, which is why Andrew was asking questions like, oh, well, do you think that this lifestyle is sinful? And then Kyla would say, well, no, I don't think so for me. Well, what about for other people? I don't judge Christians. That's why he went down the line of questioning of, is murder wrong? Is anything wrong? Because it seems like under your current system, whatever you do, you're unable to fundamentally say any particular action is wrong. And then Kyla tried to say something about utilitarianism, and he said, well, how do you hold contrary sets of ethics? That was what the entire argument was. In my opinion, I think the reason why you're running into such a difficult to answer question here is because you're conflating what is the law or what is legally permissible with what is ethical. No, the Andrew's going to say, no, I was talking about ethics the whole time, but that's not truly what we're talking about because the
Yes, it
idea,
is.
now this is where I go into my personal opinion, the idea that as a Christian,
He's gonna
you could
speed talk,
condemn
but I'm
somebody
not gonna let him
else
get off the
for
hook.
not following your Christian ethics, that's just a
He can
very
spur
bizarre
talk
statement
all he
to me.
wants,
In my
but
personal
watch.
opinion,
One question.
from how I learned Christianity or Catholicism, usually when you're criticizing other people's
This diversion
inability
doesn't
to hold
work
to
with
the Ten
me.
Commandments, the
I've seen
Beatitudes,
this like
whatever
100
set of ethics we're
times.
talking about in terms of Christianity,
100
you're saying
times.
things like God
I'm gonna pin
commands
him
us to
down
do this,
right away.
God commands you to do that. These are the Beatitudes, these are the commandments, these are what the priest says, blah, 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 blah. So usually compelling somebody within a faith. So it's a very difficult question to ask from a religious point of view is how do you condemn somebody else's morals that is outside of your faith? All you can do at that point is appeal to the law. And your ethics probably don't have to be exactly matching with what the law is. For example, in the case of smoking cigarettes or pornography. That's my thing. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
now-
Now, to address my argument was really simple. I asked Kyla a simple question. I asked
Wait,
you the
hello?
same thing.
Andrew.
What just happened?
Oh.
So hang on.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because Alex muted me again. But that wasn't my question. It wasn't my argument, which is why I asked you in good faith to repeat my argument back to me. That way we could have the productive conversation. But what I asked specifically is, can you hold two different sets of moral values, and both of them can be true at the same exact time if they conflict with each other? Meaning, if
He
and
just
Kyla's
restated what I just
stop
said.
because you didn't answer this
Wait,
question.
Destiny, let
You
him
didn't
finish.
answer. You spurred and talked a lot, but you actually didn't answer this question. The question is, if one conflicting moral value structure says that it's okay to murder and another one does not, and you're a Christian, say it's not okay to murder, and you're, let's say, a utilitarian who does, only one of those can be true. Yes or no, Destiny?
Yes.
Yes.
Problem,
Thank you.
As I restated, the problem was you're not holding, when we talk about murder, right? We're not really interested
That's it.
societally in the moral
That's the
condemnation
debate.
of murder. What we're really looking for is what is
That's
the law.
debate.
Wilson's dropping truth nukes. One ethic's gotta win. Destiny's deflecting with law versus morality nonsense, but it's irrelevant. Christian values say porn's filth. Secularism shrugs. Wilson's point? You can't ride both horses. Choose or lose.
Christians don't compel people to not murder necessarily, societally speaking, another person
Yes,
because
they
it's
do.
what God commands.
Yes, they
you
do.
say it's because
They do
this
it
is
all the time.
illegal. When we're talking about what the law is going to be different than your particular moral thing. Now, there's going to be a lot in Christianity where your morals
But the law
actually
is a
map
reflection of
onto the
society's
law.
morality.
Your morals in Christianity are going to map onto things that are very similar to the law. For instance,
Yes,
don't
there could be
steal,
overlap. I agree.
Don't steal.
Yeah,
don't
there can be
steal,
overlap. Yep.
Don't steal and don't kill. Those
Yeah.
are two things. However, it's also a Christian commandment not to be adulterous. That's actually not something that's illegal in the United States.
That's right.
Now, just because it's not illegal in the U.S. and just because it is illegal in the Christian world, is that a conflicting set of morals or
Yes.
ethics? No.
How is it not? Tell me how it's not.
Because
I
in
he's
society,
too
what we're
stupid to
talking
do
about
that.
In what
is the
world is it
law.
not a conflict? Dude?
I don't know. I can't.
Bro,
do
you're-
it. He's not
you're-
interested
No,
in
you
something.
can, and I am. I've been more good faith in this debate than
And-
either of
Wait,
you.
wait,
I'm gonna go out drinking tonight. I need some friends here. I need
All
to get
right.
the fuck
Oh, yeah,
out of
I
here.
know.
I'm going
No,
crazy.
answer
Alex,
my
what are you doing
question,
tonight?
Destiny. How's it not a conflict?
I just told you because what you're analyzing societally is the law. We don't have a societal set of ethics that we compel people to follow using some kind of like third-party punishment. We don't do that.
That
We
still
have the
wouldn't.
law.
That still wouldn't
It just
mean
means,
that there's
Andrew,
no
you've already
performative
said this.
conscience.
You've already said this.
Stop.
You've already said this.
Stop,
You've already
Iridite.
agreed to this. You've already agreed
Stop,
to this.
Iridite. I know you want to spurg, but here's the thing. That really has nothing to do with whether or not these are contradictory or contradictions to each other. The ethical systems, whether or not secularism legalizes X behavior and Christians don't believe it, only one of those systems can be true. So when I ask you, if you're a Christian, do you follow Christian ethics? And you say yes, this means that you follow this format for an ethical system based on your religion. What secularists believe is going to necessarily, if it conflicts with that, be immoral. Tell me how that's not true.
Because a secular society is the society itself is not generally in the business. The state is not in the business of what's determining what is moral or immoral.
And that's the
It's
truth
just determining
claim.
legality.
Truth.
The state is agnostic on the truth. It doesn't make a statement about the truth there.
That has nothing to do with anything, Destiny. It doesn't matter
Wait,
if the
let me
state's
see-
Hold
agnostic.
on. Hold on. Wait. You didn't respond to what I said. You just said
Because
that
it's
doesn't do
irrelevant. It's
anything.
erroneous. It
I
doesn't
agree,
mean
your
anything. It has
question
nothing
is
to do with my
irrelevant.
question.
Your question is irrelevant.
What is
You're
going
asking.
on?
How's my question irrelevant? It's the only
Because
question.
You're trying to ask. You're trying to pretend that there are two conflicting set of ethics. The reason
There
why you're
are.
confused is because there's not. There's a set of ethics, and then there's the law. These things will conflict sometimes. It's
But-
not illegal to
The
lie
law
to
is a
somebody.
reflection
But hang
of
on, but
ethics.
Destiny,
It's a
Grace,
reflection
let me
of
finish.
society's
Grace,
ethics.
Grace, let me
Grace,
finish.
please
But
sit down.
Destiny,
No,
Destiny,
it's not.
you said
No,
only
that's
one.
not based on.
Grace, shut up.
Grace.
You said only one can be true. That's what you. Yeah, no, you said that, Destiny.
I said if there are two conflicting sets of ethics, generally one can be true.
Only
But
one
in
can be true.
society, It's not a set of ethics. It's the law.
No, it's not just the law. Law doesn't even necessarily have anything to do with ethics.
I'm sorry. In society, where does the government tell me? Where are my list of things that are moral or immoral in the United States of America?
They actually do. They draw on this very heavily, especially from the Bible, which the axiomatic for the entire United States
When you finish this
Constitution.
ramble, I'm going to restate the same question. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the entire axiomatic principle of the United States Constitution is that all men are created equal. That is, well, the Declaration of Independence, right? That's axiomatic. So the thing is that if you're gonna state these things and you're gonna say, hey, listen, if you have two conflicting sets of values, they can both have overlap. I would agree, but only one can be true is my point. And so if only one is true and you're a Christian, how can you follow the other one and say it's not immoral? That makes no sense, bro.
Okay, I'm restating the question. Where do I find my set of ethics from the United States government?
The Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of
No,
Independence
that's
is
not where it-
that's
no,
not even
Grace.
part of it.
No, Grace.
No. That's where
You just ruined it, Grace. You just ruined it.
Wrap it up, folks. Wilson's the champ. Destiny's a sputtering mess. Kyla's a moral pretzel. And Iridite's a footnote. Defending a porn couple's freedom while dodging sin. That's peak lefty lunacy. Wilson's making us rethink everything. God bless him.